What's up, guys? Laura of Mafka, aka Rogan Ryan, back at you with another video. And in today's video, I want to talk about the signs of rejection, part 6. I've been seeing some comments on for me to do this topic a bit more, so I am going to be trying to drop as many videos as I can on the signs of rejection because I think so many men are just not aware of how they get rejected on a daily basis by women, and they really don't understand how women just do it in such a subtle and hidden way to where it's unseen almost. So here goes. For the first topic for this video of part 6 on the signs of rejection, you need to watch out when dealing with women is when a woman is asking you for life advice, and you could be thinking, what type of advice do you mean? This can have to do with life in general, and especially on the topic of dating. If a woman is asking you for dating advice, she really does not find you attractive. And you would think most men would understand this, but again, you have to undo all of that, i.e., red pill dating coach thinking, because it's not getting any men anywhere, especially if you're in the black pill space. So you really have to undo that thinking. If a woman's asking you for advice, she finds you attractive. No, she finds you to be someone that can be of use to her, an asset as a resource to reach her goals. And this is why I'm telling you guys, you really shouldn't be giving out advice to that, you know, to women that can just use that for their own gain and you get nothing in return. It's like I've been telling you guys, develop a mercenary mindset, you know, only have things in your life that benefit you. But when women are asking you for advice, they're usually going to be asking you about other men and how they should approach dating or just life in general, on how to pay expenses and how to deal with certain situations. And another thing, if you're giving a woman advice, you're basically becoming her free therapist for her. So that's why I would really just be against and just avoid unnecessarily giving women advice, especially if there's nothing coming out of it. Number two, a woman who is not forthcoming with you. What do I mean by that? And I know most of you could experience this, right? So a woman who seems like she's always hiding something from you, a woman who is not direct with you, a woman who is shy and very passive, that is a big indicator of rejection. Because if you were a man that she actually found attractive, you would be amazed at how direct she would be with you, especially if you're texting her and in person. She's going to be making a lot of physical moves on you, touching you, really trying to get you comfortable with her. She's going to be carrying the conversation. And when it comes to women who are shy and passive with you, you really have to understand that these women, they do not whatsoever find you to be a candidate in the dating pool of theirs, because you have to remember, women who are attracted to the men that they actually like pursue these men. The only thing is that they can't get these type of top tier men to commit to them. So where does that leave you as the everyday doomer, the black pillar, as we can say, just a regular guy, basically, right? So where does this leave you? This leaves you as one of her not only possible orbiters, but it's just one of her her followers. You're basically, this is why I just really advised against men just giving women so much attention, because you're basically becoming, just the servant. You're becoming someone who's feeding the system, pal. And when a woman is shy and passive with you, that just goes to show you that she's not into you whatsoever. Because if you were that man that she viewed as, tall, dark, and handsome, as women say, right, she would just be giving you her best nonstop. She's always going to show up. You will be amazed at how, when women are finding you to be a very just interesting man, the things that they will do for you. But you don't have red pillars. You don't have your parents, you don't have friends telling you this type of stuff because most of them have probably even never experienced what it's like when a woman is really attracted to you. So it just goes to show you that the only men who understand this stuff are the ones who have experienced this their whole life to where they're just pulling women left and right like they're in a grocery shop or just making a bunch of just call outs, like they're just Kevin Durant and just taking shots every day, right? So, and then you have the men who are like me, right, who have had a few encounters, I mean, with women who can actually peel back the layers and understand the signs when a woman is really feeling you like that. So be very careful of shy and passive women. Number three, this is one that I've been really wanting to touch on is when a woman is looking away constantly when you're talking to her. This is a big sign that a woman does not like you whatsoever. And let me explain. You guys need to understand that when a woman is infatuated with your presence, right? When she's really into you for the man that you are, and you don't need all of this big money, you don't need Lamborghinis, you don't need to have 6 million, six packs for her to just love you and actually know that you exist. You guys need to understand they're going to be making eye contact with you. You're going to actually be catching her looking at you. When a woman is staring at you physically, she should be starstruck when she sees you. The woman that you're interested in, guys, she should be feeling like she's in the presence of an omnipotent being when she looks at you. Because what do these women do for these guys like Vinny Hacker, Michael B. Jordan? You know, what do women do for these men? They treat these men like they're gods on earth. And, I've even interviewed some women and talked to them, some of them in person. And so a few of these women find these men not to be all of that. So what does that tell you about the standards that the modern woman has? Anytime you have high top tier men getting rejected as well by a few women. So yes, if a woman is looking away from you like that, she's not really interested in anything you're saying. There's no sexual chemistry, obviously, between you and her because it's like I said, women who are infatuated with your presence are going to looking upon you like you're some type of god to her. This is how it's worked since the dawn of time, and this is how it will always work. There are statistics that show that there have been many more women who have made it more than men throughout history. And this isn't just because men were sent to war or because of the state of the economy, guys. You have to really think deeply about this. This is because the women of back then were picky as well, but you really didn't hear much on these topics because you didn't have social media. And when you bring in things like technology that gives people, a whole fleet way to different people that are viewed in society standards as attractive, you get the dating market we have now. So that's another big thing, eye contact. Another thing I want to touch on is whenever a woman isn't, let's see here. What was I about to say? I was going to tell you. Yeah, I just thought of it. Whenever a woman isn't giving you her best, and we probably talked about this before, but what I mean by giving you her best is if she's not being caring towards you, if she's not being empathetic, if she's not trying to hear your problems, per se, then this is a very big, clear sign that she is not into you whatsoever, the slightest, or does not care about your well being, especially, because that's another thing that men misunderstand. What have you been told ever since you were a young man? You've always been told, oh, you need to turn the other cheek. You need to stop being so sensitive. You need to man up, bro. When women have been told their whole lives, show a man that you really like and care about, that you're compassionate, that you're feminine, show him that you can be that it girl, that super girl of his. And women do this, but it's for very few select men. And this is what most men need to understand. Just because you're not getting that treatment doesn't mean she's not doing it for her select type of guy. Because women like that nowadays are very picky about who they will give any, if they have any feminine energy left in them, right? They are going to give that to the men that they perceive that are deserving of that. So if a woman is not being very compassionate, caring with you, if she's not hearing your problems out and she's telling you, oh, you need to just find a way to deal with it, who hurt you? These are the type of things that women will tell you, especially when they really aren't into you guys. Another thing I wanted to cover here is whenever a woman is dressing a certain way around you. And this is a very big one as well. I think most men do not understand when women are attracted to you as well, they're going to dress a certain way around you. Am I saying that they're just going to have their whole clothes off around you? No. When in reality, you do have women that do that, even when they're not paying attention to just that one type of guy. They'll do this with guy friends, right? But I'm saying when a woman is interested in you, she's going to put her best appearance into, what she looks like, her makeup, she's going to make sure she's on point whenever she sees you. And if a woman isn't trying to, make herself look special for you, because that's the thing that most men don't get about girls, they love to make themselves look, exclusive and unique to men that they want to pick them. So you'll know if you're a guy that women want to pick if whenever you're talking to them, and then let's say if you do land a first date with them, or a second date, if you see that they're still having the same type of appearance, their demeanor is the same, then I mean, by all means, guys, that really does mean that the chick isn't wanting you. So that's another big thing. Appearance of a woman when she's talking to you, it should be at her best. So one last thing I wanted to cover as well is whenever a woman tells you that I'm not ready for this. Now you would think that this would be a very big indicator to most men that the woman is lying, because obviously you have had men who have came before you and she went into things normally in a short time span with him, but all of the sudden she's telling you that she wants to wait. Now there are two reasons for this. Number one, as we said before, the woman simply does not find you attractive, so she's gaslighting you, virtue signaling you to just give you that false hope and get you comfortable enough to get away from her. Or number two, she somewhat does find interest in you, but it's not for genuine attraction. It's more so of a rebound, or basically we can say it quite frankly, guys, just a slave, that she can rely on to serve her whenever. That's how she looks at you, because a woman, if she has respect for you guys, you're always going to be her first option no matter what happens. There could be so much happening around her. There could be buildings falling down, there could just be just a wars, famine around you, and this woman will always look to you as the number one and top tier man in her life if she finds you attractive. And this goes back into just how important looks are as well, and your environment, especially, right? Because I don't think most people don't understand that when people are looking at you, they aren't looking at you just for what you were told when you were younger about, some personality aspects, or you have some type of magical, how should I say, charisma that can get women into you. No. What women are looking at you for are for what you look like and the things you have and how much you can entertain them. Because you guys have to remember as well, women like being entertained by certain men. This is why they have certain men in the friend zone. This is why they have men in the orbiter zone. Yeah, OnlyFans girls, they have men in the orbiter zone, the ones who keep sending them money, right? And then they have the friend zone guys. And then they have the guys that are what they can get and the guys that they cannot totally get, i.e., the guys that they're messing around with, sleeping around with, and giving their best just romantic feelings to. Meanwhile, you as the regular man, you're left in the dust trying to complete with a trying to compete. I mean, haven't eaten a bit, a little hungry right now. So that leaves you trying to compete in an empty competition that you really never even started for in the beginning. You never qualified for, or it's like I said, she would be doing all of the three things I told you guys in my other series, previous video of signs of rejection. Is number one, the girl would be showing you romantic interest. Number two, the girl would be communicating with you whenever she possibly can. And number three, she's going to be offering you her body, intimacy. If a woman isn't doing all three of these things, guys, in a short time span for you, then that's how you know she doesn't find you attractive in the least bit or slightest. So your chances of getting that woman that you're looking at right now, if she's not doing any of the things I just mentioned, it's a 1% chance to 0%. So do not pursue something that is not certain, guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe for more signs of rejection. And we're going to cover more topics on this. But you guys take care. And like I always tell you guys, stay away from the modern woman. Thank you.